Hello, in this video we will go through the steps to make this kind of table. It's not going to be a video with very precise measurements and steps, what you need to do to build it. It's more like just to show the steps and give you some advice, maybe how to avoid some problems what I had, and also maybe give you some tips. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let's go see how I did it. So I marked these lines to route these grooves and tongues in these parts, and I just realized there's a lot of material I need to take off. So that's going to be dusty, really dusty. And I really wonder if I should have just used a table saw to cut a line in here and remove the material with chisel. But I've made up my mind to use a router, so that's what it's gonna be. Just like I said, very dusty. Okay, I got my routing done. The tabletop boards are finished. Well, almost. The routing process was fairly quick. I actually thought it's going to take much longer, but still have to smoothen these out with sandpaper. But I think next I'm kind of tired of working with these, so I'll start cutting those breadboards and probably route the groove in them so I can see how they'll fit with these boards. Okay, here's the trick. This dowel will go through this hole and also through this, but here, because it's elongated, if this expands and contracts, it has space to move, so hopefully it doesn't crack the wood. These I can't glue. I can only put a dab of glue in here, but the central one in here, this I will put a glue totally through it. Okay, put glue only on the tip. Then we can push it in the hole. Like that. Okay, so I already cut these leg parts for my table, and when I stuck them together, actually, you can see that. Let's put it in here. There will be oak, pine, and oak layers, and because it would probably look a little bit boring if I just sand this flush. So I was planning I might get some additional details if I route some grooves in here between these lines. Okay, I kind of forgot to record the couple steps I've been doing at the moment. So this is going to be the base of the table, and the legs are going to be like here. And so basically what I did is I took 3 pieces of wood, 2 oak and 1 pine, and then I routed the base so it looks more neat. I'm still thinking about rounding these edges. So I'm ready to glue these leg parts with the toes. And I'm gonna let them dry overnight, and tomorrow I'll see if I need to do some more sanding. You can see me wiping my fingers and hands all the time, but it really doesn't matter. These kind of feeling. Since the table is made out of oak, I wanted to make some oak leaves. So what I do is I kind of trace these oak leaf designs. I just downloaded from the internet, very easy to find, and I use charcoal paper, or maybe you call it ink paper, or I don't know what you might call it. But anyways, what you do is you put this down here and you kind of lay your design on top of it, and then just trace along the edges. and it'll copy our design in here. So the next thing is I just first cover all this with oak leaves, then I use my router to like trace these just to get a couple millimeters below the surface, and then I use this kind of thing. Who knows what it is called, but whatever. And I just make lots of small dents. There we go. Maybe 100 to go anymore. Okay, I've done my routing process. That was a bit of work. But anyways, we got all these oak leaves now routed along the edges. And the next thing, we got to create more details to these and make them look a little bit more like they're like from nature. So what I do is I'm using gouge. I don't know how, maybe this is like 16 millimeters wide. I don't know which number this is. But anyways, just use some kind of gouge. This here will be my leg design. These are not attached yet, so I was kind of thinking maybe I can put wooden dowels in here, and also in here. And then on top of that I will just put very long screws in here, so I hope that will keep it tight. now I'm ready to start finishing the tabletop, and I just flip it over and I will start from the bottom side just to see how it looks after this mixture of clear coat and stain. So I have colorless clear coat, which I'm gonna stain with wood stain just to get a little bit different look on the table. And like I said, I don't really know how it's going to look, so I start from the bottom side. So at the moment it's just clear, there's no color in it, but I will try to match with this color just to make a tad darker, I guess. Now after doing one layer of clear coat, and actually 2 layers in here because this is already done, I still need to sand these 2 pieces and then put 1 layer more before trying to polish it. Okay. What I've done today is I flipped the table over and I cut these pieces of wood that comes underneath the table, just like a fence. Maybe it's like cover to protect so you don't see this mechanism for the extension and so on. And I decided to decorate this with these. I'm going to put them like so, all around it, glue them in here, and maybe I will route some groove in here, or we'll see that later. And after cutting these, I need to sand them on each side. So there's 41, a total 160. There we go, 161. I'm doing final assembly here. I'll put this leg upside down in here, and the whole table is upside down. And I realized it's can still be a little bit wobbly, so I was thinking maybe put these kind of rails in here to stabilize it. It seems today, for some reason, all the shops are in strike, so I'm not sure if I can get this kind of wood anywhere. We'll see.